Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. So the veil has been lifted on the Nikon Z6 and Z7. The official announcement is not until tomorrow, but we have some leaked images of the actual camera and they're not all dark, all right? We can actually see what it looks like. So it's been a long haul here, guys, a long haul. And some of you guys have stayed with me since the very beginning. I know it's starting to get a little bit long in the tooth, but Nikon has kind of stretched this out. I said Nikon. I should say Nikon, because so many people have called me out on this from the other side of the pond. Why do you keep calling it Nikon? It is Nikon. All right, I'm going to call it Nikon. Maybe. I'll try. Anyways, the Z6 and the Z7, like I said, the veil has been lifted and we now have some pictures out there without all this blackness over them, and they come to us directly from Nakashita. So their website, I'm going to pull up on the screen in just a second and show you the camera, but I have to say, I've just enjoyed myself covering this Nikon released. It's just been such a fun time, and I really think that they did a good job of it. I was kind of hard on them in the last video, speaking about their ad spot, their last one, number 5, I think it was, and how it was really poor in comparison to the first one, and it really felt like it was two different ad agencies putting these things together. The first one I think was really creative. I thought it was stellar. I mean, they did a really good job at it, and the last one was just just mediocre at best. I don't even know. I don't even want to get into it. I'm not going to talk about it. If not, I'm going to get all riled up again. Anyways, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. But I think as a whole, they've done a really, really good job holding the attention of all of us in the media, as well as all photographers in general, and rightfully so. It is a full frame mirrorless camera that they're coming out with that's going to be directly competing with Sony, that monstrosity, the mammoth, the one that's been doing it now for over 5.5 years. It's not an easy task, guys. It's not an easy task, but I think they're going to pull it out. Now, let's just jump over to the pictures and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. As you can see on my screen, we have T-minus 15 hours, guys, 15 hours until the actual full release. So let me transition to my screen so you can see what we're looking at here. There we are. So this is the Nakashita site. Obviously, we're all in Japanese. Now these images are directly from them, so of course we have to give credit to them, and we can see that they do have a watermark on them. Let me go and open this big so you guys can see it a little bit better. Here we go. Now we can see it. There it is, guys, Z7, and right here, there is the Z6. So basically identical cameras, and they just have changed a little bit of the internals to them. One, once again, is like around 24 megapixels, while the other one is all the way up to 45 megapixels. Now, as we can see here on the front, this is the Z7 that we're looking at. We have a dial right in the front area here on the left. You have an on-off switch. You have a function 1, function 2. I'm not sure what that is going to be for. Some of you guys are smarter than me. Maybe you guys know. I guess it has to do with what lenses possibly you strap onto this thing. Maybe. I really don't know. Here is your shutter, and this looks like a record button. We'll be able to see that, I think, better from another image. Right here, it looks like a diopter to adjust that EVF. Let's take a look at this from the top. There we go. Now we can see things a little bit better. So, like we originally said, it does not have an internal flash, external only. We have our normal dial here for auto, P as I call it for professional. We have shutter priority, aperture priority, manual, and then we have a user 1, user 2, and let's call it user 3. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know if that's what it is. Let's just say your own program that you can set up, your own settings, and you have 3 options. This is really good for me. I like using it for video, so we can do, like, for example, slow motion, maybe 720 or 1080 or maybe even 4K, however you want to set that up, so you can have different video settings. That's what I like doing with it. Some other people like doing other things, but I like having that. We also have a play button here. It looks like the trash can for killing images. This is the diopter, almost 100%. We have the display button. We have your AF on, and then we have this toggle button that's just odd. It's kind of odd. There's nothing on it. Finally, we have this e-ink spot that we talked about where we'll be able to put information in here. We have a record button, ISO, we have compensation, your on-off dial. Once again, this is your shutter. I don't know with this dial here, but let's look at it from the back side. Now, from the back side, we can see, yep, this is the play button, your trash button, your display. This is your switch from going from video to photo and back and forth. We have a joystick here that looks kind of nice. Once again, this dial here, we'll get to that just a second. Guessing it's your info or help. Down here, we have a control dial. We have a zoom in and zoom out onto images, your menu button, and finally, you can take a single shot or multiple shots or time lapsed. And in this image, you can see that 24 to 70 f4 that we talked about in the past. Now in this image, we can see a little bit more. It's kind of interesting because we have this articulating back panel, but like we said in the last video or a couple of videos ago, we do not think it's going to be fully articulating, and by the looks of it, it is not. Looks like it's going to be flipping up or flipping down, and that's about all the flip you're going to be getting out of this. I would really like to have seen a Canon-esque type of flippy screen. I like the idea of being able to flip the screen forward so that if you're recording talent, for example, they can see themselves on that screen and they know how things are going or how the shot is being put together. Or if you're someone that does vlogs or any type of selfie type of work, it is nice to be able to hold that out and see yourself and not guess at what the camera is seeing. Now, also on the back side here, we can see earphone jack, mic jack, USB, HDMI, then another cable here, probably for shutter activation or something like that. We don't know if this HDMI is going to be a full HDMI feed, clean feed as we call it, out, but we will soon see. We can see this e-ink. Maybe we get a top-down picture. Here we go. There's that e-ink monitor, let's say, display at the top that's showing you all of the information. I'm going to guess that that is going to be fully customizable. Now, like I said about this toggle here, I don't know what they're doing with this. This is normally where you would have, for example, your compensation wheel. I don't know. When we first saw that the e-ink was going to be a thing, and it's very, let's say, Fuji H1-esque on how this is set up, I said, I really like manual dials. I like to toggle that click. I like to be able to move things to a specific position and lock them in and just shoot and not have to play around with things. This almost feels like just a dial, a wheel that maybe allows you to kind of move through menuing systems, or maybe possibly if you click ISO and then use this dial, you can kind of just zoom to wherever ISO you want. Or maybe you click this compensation button and then you use that toggle and you just dial in the exact compensation you want, or possibly f-stop or whatever it is. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe shutter speed. Maybe you can do that with that dial and have a multi-purpose dial there, so it does multiple things. Is that ideal? Well, I guess to some people that like to have just a single dial and just be able to use that dial for everything. But for me, like I said, I like to have manual dials. I like to be able to just change things to how I want them and just shoot. Kind of allowing the camera to get away from the creativity part of it, right? Just move things the way they need to be and just go out there and shoot. Then again, I'm back from a manual type of film day kind of guy. So for me, I like that, but maybe more of the millennial and the up and comers like this type of style even better. I really don't know. For me, I don't know about that dial. We will see how it's received, let's say. We also have a picture here of that adapter, guys. The adapter that will allow you to adapt all of your, or I shouldn't say all, most is what Nikon said, most of your f-mount lenses. So that's really good. I'm hoping for the best when it comes to this adapter, that it'll really work and it'll have the same speed of autofocus and there won't be any degradation, let's say, to using it in comparison to using current lenses. We also have a picture here of the 35 f1.8, the 50 f.8, And here is, once again, that 24-70 f4. Looking really nice. You have auto or manual. You can switch it up. So that's really about it as far as the images go. I'm going to move back over to this dial because this is the thing that really worries me. This right here worries me. I don't know. I want to know from you. So now that the veil has been lifted and we can actually see these images, I want to know, what do you think about the camera as a whole? Does it look and feel like a professional camera, or does it feel more like a pro-am type of camera or an amateur camera? Where do you think this sits, or where do you think this fits in that mirrorless community that's out there? There's a lot of really amazing cameras, like, for example, Sony's A9. That is, I would say, every bit of a professional camera. And now on the Fuji side, of course, we have the XT line, which is pro-am, but we also have their GFX line that is fully just absolutely professional at almost $6,500. So where do you think this fits? Do you feel that this is a pro camera, and do you think that this could possibly replace a D850, or would this be a little bit more suited to replace a D750? What do you guys think? Anyways, guys, that's really about it for me today. Tomorrow is going to be the big reveal when they have that announcement. I'll do one more video on this, and hopefully I'll go silent on Nikon for a while. So guys, I hope you enjoy my content. As always, if you have, please throw me a big thumbs up. That would be stellar. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon so when it is available, you will be notified of it. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Hopefully only a couple of more Nikon vlogs. That's it. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.